Yes, guys, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and welcome back to Arsenal News. Now, of course, we're still talking about the new takeover that is looming around Arsenal. Will it happen? Will it not happen? News coming on, of course, from Sky. I've been looking at the AFC stuff and a couple of other websites saying that it would take an astronomical bid to lure Stan Kroenke into selling. However, there is also news that Stan Kroenke will be accepting 2 billion. I don't know whether that is astronomical, but we have reports indicating that Kroenke, someone told me, because you don't call him Kroenke, he's called Kroenke. So Kroenke will be taking in 2 billion if it's offered for this deal. So please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are 30 subscribers away from 19,000. No, we are 130 subscribers away from 20,000. So subscribe, please. Keep on subscribing and hit the like button as well. I want to get your thoughts about this takeover. I would like to take your thoughts about this takeover. But let's first get into it and look at some of the stories around Kroenke. The £2 billion. Will he sell if that money is stable? Because that's the biggest question that has been asked. Will he sell or will he not sell? Now, yesterday, according to Sky Sports reporter Carvey, he said that Kroenke would want to sell, especially if the deal is made in public rather than private, because in public you have the support of fans, the support of legends, and the support of all Arsenal stakeholders. Yet in private, he would just tell you, you know what, leave, we are not selling. So that is what we're going to be discussing right about this minute. Is Kroenke selling for the right amount of money? So let's start off with AFC stuff. I think they were quoting the Telegraph yesterday, and they're saying that Spotify founder Daniel Ek is to launch a 1.8 billion Arsenal takeover bid very, very soon. And of course, that's all of us know that know this. A formal offer in the region of 1.8 billion is expected to be made in the next 10 days to test the claim of Kroenke's son Josh, a director at Arsenal, that the club is not for sale. So we expect a bid very, very soon, and that bid should be around 1.8 billion. That has been confirmed. Now, yesterday, according to Carvey, of course, working with Sky Sports, he said that if this deal was to be done in private, it would be very easy for Stan Kroenke just to say no. Whereas if it was done in public and has the backing of the people like Henry, Beckham, and Vieira, Kroenke is under more pressure and more pressure to listen. So I think that's the first thing we're going to talk about, doing the deal a little bit in more of in public. Then the other is again, according to Sky, they said we are told Daniel Ek is somebody who lives, breathes, and sleeps Arsenal. He's a total Arsenal obsessive, and he only wants what is best for the club. Close friends describe him as somebody who watches every single Arsenal game. That is still according to Sky. We'll be looking at that as well. And then still they say that Daniel X tweet from January 2018 saying he's been an Arsenal fan since 1991 because of fellow Swede Anders Limpa, who played for the club at the time. So there's so many things going on. There's so many things going on. AFC staff again 20 hours ago confirming that Daniel Ek is totally serious about purchasing Arsenal, while Henry, Patrick Vieira, and Dennis Bergkamp are completely committed. Ek has the funds to complete the deal, and he would be open to having a fan representation on the board. So that is what we are going to be discussing basically in this one. Him having the money, Kroenke selling for 2 billion, and then what would be the structure? Because I'll do a video about it. What needs to change, Arsenal after the change of ownership. But basically, what we are going to look at is Kroenke selling the 2 billion, and then probably what Daniel Ek needs to give us as Arsenal fans, what we want to see. So let us start. Let us start off with the reports that he has the money. because that is what is, that is very important. There are so many people who still at this point in time believe it's a joke, it's never going to happen, he doesn't have the money, and that's the biggest question. Does he have the money to take over Arsenal? Because like Carver said yesterday on Sky, this is a deal, this is a multi-million, this is a billion deal that's going to take a lot of time. It's not going to be days, weeks. It's going to take months and months for bankers to actually organize the papers, bankers to organize everything so that you could see the deal go through. So it's going to take a lot of time. And the first thing you've got to ask is does he have the money? Does he have the money? And according to the latest reports and sources we've been looking at, he has the money. He has the money to buy the club because he's worth 3.4 billion. We only need he's worth 3.4. There will be a very big question whether he can collect that money in terms of cash, and then cash pay the Kroenkes out, because that's a big question. You might have the money, you might be worth 3.4 billion, but then you do not actually have that money at hand to actually pay off the club. So if we look at how much he is worth, how much is Ek worth? So he's worth 4.7 billion dollars. That is it. He's worth 4.7 billion dollars. That is around 3.1 billion pounds. So if he's buying Arsenal at 2.1 billion pounds, then that means he has the potential to buy it, but he needs to have that that backup, probably the banks, and like you'd see how the Glazers bought Manchester United. I think that's that's going to be a way. He might get a loan and then buy the club on loan, and then start paying back, and that would be a very big question, a very big problem, because you see how much money the Glazers have actually pulled out of Manchester United ever since they took on Manchester United. It would be a very a big fuss. It would be a very big fuss. But still, you want Ek to take over because he's an Arsenal fan. So that's the first point. Reports claim he has the money. He has the money to buy Arsenal. So there are no questions about that. Now again, the other statement that I loved is that we are told Daniel Ek is someone who lives, breathes, sleeps Arsenal. He's a total Arsenal obsessive, and he only wants what is best for the club. Okay, it makes some sense. It really makes some sense when we speak of Ek as an Arsenal obsessive and everything, in regards to what we are talking about. But the big question there is, are these PR statements? Because he knows that Arsenal fans are desperate to keep out Kroenke, and the reason that's why we want to kick out Kroenke is the fact that he's not an Arsenal obsessive. He doesn't care about the club. So this could be PR as well. This could be PR statements that want to push the fans into falling into love with Ek. Something that I wouldn't want. I don't want to fall into pseudo love. I want someone to come the real way. If you want the club, in a business perspective, say it. If you want the club as a fan, say it. But I think where everything goes, right, is when he says that Daniel Ek is totally serious about purchasing Arsenal, while Henry, Vieira, and Dennis Bergkamp are completely committed as well. Ek has the funds to complete the deal and would be open to having fan representation on the board. So maybe that is that's where things get right, because currently fans do not have a voice. Fans do not have a say on the Arsenal board. They are not represented. It's totally Kroenke and his appointed workers taking decisions for Arsenal. It would be very interesting to see Ek taking on, and then you have fans. I don't want to say FTV Robbie, but if Robbie went there and is speaking for us, I wouldn't have any problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't know how many people would hate Robbie. I don't know how many people like Robbie, but I do like him as a person. I think, and I respect him. I think he's a big Arsenal fan. So I think that is one of the positives we've got to take in. That if he wants fans to be represented at board level, then you've got to give him credit. You've got to give him a lot of credit. So I think that clears my mind on the fact that he might not be an Arsenal fan, an Arsenal obsessive, like many people say. Probably he wants the best for the club, and we all do appreciate the fact that Ek wants the best for the club. But let us talk about now Kroenke accepting 2 billion and accepting to sell. Of course, last week we heard from Josh Kroenke, the son, that he is not willing to sell. He doesn't want to think about it. He doesn't want to consider selling the club. That's the first. That's one of the things we heard last week from Josh Kroenke, that the Kroenke family doesn't want to think about selling. And now, according to Sky, they're saying that we have a 1.8 billion bid coming in to test whether the Kroenkes family on their decision that we are not selling, or actually they'll actually think about it. But in my opinion, it still goes back to what we've heard, that if this deal is going to be done in public, good enough, probably you're gonna have so many people putting pressure on the Kroenkes, so probably they could sell in. If it's done in private, and then we are just seeing pictures of news outlets, bid rejected, bid submitted, bid rejected, it's gonna be a little bit easy for the Kroenkes, because they will not feel the pressure, and it will be easy for them to to push it away. So the best way to go about this, whether Kroenke gets the 2 billion or he doesn't, is give him the right amount of money and do this deal in public. Try to make sure the fans are involved. Try to make sure that every person who wants Arsenal to become better again is involved. So Kroenke selling, it's not easy. We've got to accept this. It's not easy. Just a little bit upright. Nice one. So it's something that I see that it's not that easy. I don't think we're gonna see Kroenke just selling in and easily like that, giving in. I don't see that, because this is a $1 billion project that is giving him money without investing a lot. That's the beauty. That's the beauty with it. He's investing less and reaping a lot. So it's literally very hard, and you can see the reason as to why we want him out is not because the club is not actually giving him profit or what. If he's going to sell, it's not going to be in a business perspective. It's going to be in a moral perspective, that the fans are tired of me. Probably I should leave, because I don't know whether he cares, whether he has the backing of the fans or he doesn't care. We would also want to know from his point of view, because we might be here and saying that we are striking, we are gonna back Ek and so on. Yet Kroenke doesn't even care about what the fans think. Yet he doesn't care whether you want him in or out. He says, "I'm gonna be around." So it's gonna be very, very difficult. But the fact that David Onstein said that him thinking about it, you'll need an astronomical bid, probably 2 billion. I don't know. I don't know whether that is enough or astronomical. We have seen that 2 billion would be enough to push Kroenke at least to think about selling, at least to think about letting the club go. So I don't think it's purely going to be in the in the business perspective. I think this one should be driven along the moral lane. I think that's what that is what should be done. I think that's what I think that is what that is what should be done. You've got to think about the moral perspective. That is it. If I'm an Arsenal fan, morally, Kroenke should leave. But if I'm Kroenke, in a business perspective, I'm getting a lot of money from this club without investing a lot. There's no way I should leave. There's no way I give up such a business where I'm not investing in a lot, or actually not investing in, and then I'm reaping rewards every year, every season. So that could be the other thing we can think. We can think about that can push Kroenke to sell. This could be in 2 years probably. If fans can stop buying Arsenal merchandise, desist from any Adidas merchandise, desist from any companies buying merchandise of any companies that support Arsenal. force the Kroenkes to make losses, that would that would be a brilliant idea. That would be another brilliant idea. But as for now, I don't see Kroenke going for less than 2 billion. He's gonna he's gonna put the prices high because he knows at the end of the day he's trying to scare away everyone who wants to sell. Arsenal is valued at around 2.1 billion. So probably we wait and see what's gonna happen. Good day from Koroma. Good day. How are you doing, bro? Steve John saying, are you sure with the amount your information? Look, go to it's called. I thought I would share the screen. I thought I would share the. Go to AFC stuff. I also try to read the Telegraph. Exactly. Yeah. Try to read the Telegraph. Have the story. You can also look for AFC stuff at on Twitter. You'll be able to see that there. Kosi Watts of Flamini, former Arsenal players. I've seen something about Flamini, but I've not actually followed much about it. So probably I should follow something about Flamini. Hi Kosis, big up to you. How are you, Kira, doing? How are you doing, Kira? Hope you're doing fine. Kosi, is Daniel Ek having money to buy the team and even fund in more money to buy players and improve the club? This Peterson. That's a big question. AJ, didn't I answer? I think I answered, AJ. I think I've answered. Of course, that was a big concern. That's a big concern. That does he have the money? Does he have the money to buy the club? And I read this. It was from Sky Sports. They say Daniel Ek is totally serious about purchasing Arsenal, while Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira are committed. Ek has the funds to complete the deal, and he would be open to having fan representation on the bid. So he has the money. He has the money to complete the deal. So that's not now that's not a big issue. He has the money. Whether he has the money to fund in more players to improve the squad, that remains to be known. Because he might come in, and then he doesn't have more money to fund to improve the squad and so on. But I think being worth 3.1 billion, if you're letting go of 2.1 billion, because he's gonna make money. He's gonna make a lot of money because Arsenal is going to make you more money than Spotify. That's the truth. More money than Spotify. If he's getting Arsenal as a fan, good enough. He's buying a club he loves. But at the end of the day, he's also buying a club that is rich enough that is going to make him mega rich. So he has the money. And he won't be afraid of investing in the club because eventually he's gonna get the money back. Just by going back to Champions League, that's money. Just by winning, finishing in the top 4 positions, that is money. Winning any silverware that is recognizable, probably Champions League or Europa League or the Premier League, that is money. So that's why I've told you before that I don't understand why Kroenke doesn't want to invest in Arsenal. If we are doing better, he gets better deals, he gets more money. It would, for me, the logic would be Kroenke invests in us and he makes more money. But I don't know why he doesn't invest in Arsenal. I don't know. It's like he bought this club to make the fans pay for it. I'm doubting I'm doubting Daniel Ek financially. This is I don't know why many people are doubting him financially. I'm not doubting him financially. Just to be honest. There you go. Okay, my picture is now upright. I'm not doubting him financially. That's the truth. Because he has the money. And we know where his money is coming from. Let me just search for how much is Spotify worth? How much is Spotify worth? Okay. Now according to businessworld.com, they're saying as per January 2021 this year, Spotify is worth 67 billion US dollars. That is according to them. Then according to Yeah, I think that's it. Because here, according to Forbes, Spotify is worth 54 billion, and he is CEO of Spotify. He's the founder of Spotify. So if Spotify is worth 54 billion US dollars, him as a person is worth 3.1 billion billion pounds. He has the money. I think he has the financial strength. Because let's ask ourselves, how much is many of you want Dangote, and they know many of you want Dangote to buy Arsenal. So let us say Dangote worth. Here we go. Dangote is worth 11.6 billion US dollars. So I think Dangote, Egg, and Kroenke, they're not mega rich. They're not mega rich people, but they have the funds to move Arsenal from one level to another. And we're not pushing out Kroenke because he's poor. We are pushing out Kroenke because he's not giving us the money, because he's not giving us the support. So nobody's pushing out Kroenke because he doesn't have the financial muscle. And I also think Daniel Ek has the financial muscle. He can buy, he can invest. Hopefully, as the club gets better, because look at clubs like Liverpool. How did Liverpool become great again? That's a big question. How did they become great again? Look at Spurs and the amount of money and investment they have had in the past 3-4 years. So he has the money. He has the money to invest in Arsenal. I think that's true. Will Arteta remain head coach of Arsenal, or there will be a change? Of course, for now, we have not seen anything like him taking on the club or something like that. But the big question is, should he stay as head manager or head coach of the club if you have a takeover? And I said I will do a video about the potential takeover and things like that. But I think he needs, if we get a serious owner who wants development, who wants change, then I let Arteta go. I let go of Arteta. That is the truth. I let go of Arteta. Try to find a better manager. Because look, Bayern have taken Nagelsmann. You see the clubs you're trying to compete with and their quality. So as for now, there is nothing we know. Let the man go quick, bro. That is thank you so much, Dennis. If he buys, let him leave Arteta as coach, because I believe in him. If Daniel Ek can invest money in Arsenal, for me my problem with Arteta and all those people is not the investment. No. The current squad we have can win against Fulham and Burnley in this season. It hasn't happened. Yes, we appreciate that there is a depreciation in quality at Arsenal, but again, you've got to think about it in this way, that if we have a reduction in quality at Arsenal, is it lower than Fulham? Is it lower than Burnley? The truth is no. Arteta is just gambling. I think that's what you people have failed to see. Arteta is gambling with lineups, gambling with everything that there is to gamble with at the club. So the problem is not Mikel Arteta not having players. The problem is, for me, Mikel Arteta learning on the job. That is the problem. You should be able to beat Burnley, because at least it's like saying that you are not bought a good mathematics set, you can't pass English. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Try to pass all the other subjects and then fail mathematics, and everybody will say, okay, he failed mathematics because he didn't have the mathematics equipment needed. But what Mikel Arteta is doing is failing in at everything at Arsenal, and we are saying that he doesn't have the equipment. I know we don't have the quality to beat City, we don't have the quality to beat Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Spurs. Okay, we do not have the quality to beat those wins, but we have the quality to beat Burnley, home and away. We have the quality to beat Fulham, home and away. We have the quality to get points against Everton. We have the quality to get points against Crystal Palace. all the Arsenal managers that have been here, including Arsene Wenger, for the past 10 years, there is no manager that has had billions and billions of money. And this is what we are saying. I don't want you guys to look at Mikel Arteta as a manager who is going to work with money, because we have not seen it anywhere that Mikel Arteta, by the fact that Mikel Arteta has come in as manager, Arsenal is going to spend billions and billions of money. It's not there. He needs to work with a low budget because he signed up for this and he knew it very well. Otherwise, he should have refused it. So, Arteta being here doesn't guarantee that Arsenal is going to spend money, lots of money. And what I want to make clear is, if a new owner, because it might not be Daniel Ek, but if a new owner takes over Arsenal, Mikel Arteta needs to leave as well. Probably make him assistant coach. He could be a very good assistant coach. Because if look at the likes of Bayern and City and Chelsea, they have experienced managers. Real Madrid, they have experienced managers. I know Arteta will get the experience at some point in time, but right at the moment, he is not there. We've got to agree. He's not there. This is his first job as a manager. So I don't expect Daniel Ek to leave him as no head coach. No. I don't expect it. It would be ridiculous. It would be utterly ridiculous. So I don't expect him to stay as Arsenal head coach, and I don't. So probably that's my opinion. I would want to get your opinions as well. What I want is Kroenke out. We have been against him since his takeover 10 years ago, probably 11 now. It is time for change. Thank you so much, Mukwepu. Point well driven home. Arsenal, the problem has no permanently squad. He keeps interchange. That is my problem. That's my problem with Mikel Arteta. If you're saying you need more money to invest in the squad, well and good. Assemble a starting 11 so that we know this is your best 11. You need improvements in such areas. But the problem, today he plays Bellerin, tomorrow he plays Chambers, the other day he plays Cedric, now he plays Ainsley. He sets him out on loan now. He's just disorganized as a manager, and he's not disorganized. He has a lot of potential, because if you look at where he took us from, at the point in which at which he took us, we have not made any developments. Especially for me, football wise, we might not qualify for Europa League. First and foremost, last season we qualified. We might not make it to top 8. Last season we did. So there is no progress there. There is no progress. Honestly, there is no progress at Arsenal ever since Mikel took over, because he has won 1 or 2 what are they trophies, even FA Cup, okay, that's a trophy, and then a Community Shield. What is it called? I don't see that as big. There is no big step forward from Unai Emery to Mikel Arteta. If Arsene Wenger stepped out of the top 4, and then banners came out, Wenger needs to leave. Why doesn't Arteta leave? We are 10th. Remember, Arsene Wenger stepped out of the top 4 for how many seasons? Were they 1 or 2? I think 2. Wenger out. Still remember. Unai Emery, the club is doing poorly. Yes, we had a very poor run of games. He got sacked. We were in 6th place. And Mikel Arteta came in and we finished 8th. We said that was not his season. Unai Emery had fucked up the season. Good. What we did is wait for his season. We are 10th and we are comfortable. So for me, my problem with Mikel doesn't end. My problems with Mikel don't end. I should do a video about my problem with Mikel Arteta. I should be doing it. I think it will come out today or tomorrow. But even if you give him Haaland and he doesn't know how to unleash Haaland, you're wasting time. It's the reason that's why you have coaches and managers. And all this rush of making him head manager, remember, I mean, it was so fast. It all happened so fast. But for me, I don't believe. Okay, he's good. He's good as a coach, as an assistant. He was good as I think the reason as to why we brought him in It's not even because he was an ex-Arsenal player. No, I think we brought him in because he was cheap and he was under Pep. So, and being under Pep was the justifier, and then cheap is the reason as to why he brought him in. That's the reason. So we shouldn't lie to ourselves, should we? Arteta poor selection of first 11, always, bro. Let him out. Obviously, we've spoken about that. According to you, what is the right takeover? My light is out. So it says, then it says, according to you, what is the right takeover? I don't know what this question means. Are you telling me to compare between Ek and Dangote? Are you telling me what would the right takeover be? I'm thinking about a video about that, how the right takeover needs to be. But for me, I don't care who takes over Arsenal. And look, it's not all about investing money in the club. Anyone who takes over Arsenal must look at things like how decisions are taken at Arsenal and at what time. For example, look, we have let go, of many players on a free deal, and I ask myself, why is Arsenal letting players go as free agents? Seriously, we are losing out of money, and then we want to rush into the European Super League to hide our poor defensive, our poor financial, decisions. So a lot has to be done, and I'll answer that in a full video. I'll really answer that in a full video. Okay, let me try to pick some of them. He is not good enough, but believe he is taking us back in the Champions League this season. Look, thank you so much, Aaron. For me, my problem with Arteta is far away from taking us to Europa League or Champions League next season. If we go to Champions League, what are we gonna do there? Just ask yourself that. It's like it was like going into the European Super League. What the hell were we going to do there? Yeah. Arsenal is in the European Super League. Arsenal is in the Champions League playing Bayern. What are you going to do there? So my problems with Arteta are far away from Arsenal finishing in the Champions League process, because I know the squad years is not able to compete for that, and I can never slam Mikel Arteta for not taking us to Champions League, never, because the squad years doesn't guarantee you that. Even if it's Ancelotti, and you give them Mohamed Elneny, Saka, Martinelli, Aubameyang on his worst season, Granit Xhaka, Hector Bellerin, and the Burnley of creating those mistakes, they're never going to take you to the Champions League. But try to do some things right, beat Burnley. That is my problem with him. I'm not asking him to beat Bayern, I'm asking him to beat Burnley. Okay, now, for real, why buy Julian Brandit, yet we can buy Odegaard? The reports that have come out of recent, I don't know whether you've tried to look at them, but there are reports that have come out of recent that Real Madrid's Martin Odegaard is untouchable. So that is why Arsenal are looking at Julian Brandit. So they're not saying that, and I made it clear in that video. If you have looked at it, if you have not, try to read the Sun or watch the video. I've made it clear that we shall only go for Julian Brandit, £22 million release clause activation, if we fail to get Martin Odegaard. Because according to David Ornstein, you know who he is. He says that Arsenal will extend the contract of Emile Smith-Rowe first and foremost, and then sign another number 10 or sign another creative player. So that makes a lot of sense. That's why we want Julian Brandit. It looks like the Odegaard situation is a little bit tricky. So anyway, let us wait until the end of the season, because Romano said there are gonna be talks and negotiations, but Brandit is also a very good player, very, very good. And remember, yesterday I said probably Arsenal need to think about this. Make an upgrade. Try to make an upgrade. in those areas that you feel should be, you need an upgrade, rather than going for lots and lots of money, players that you can sign. Probably that could also work. Arteta is not good enough to coach a big club like Arsenal. I agree. Good enough. Look, good enough might not be the word, Delhi, because probably one day he will be good enough. But at this point in time, he needs to go somewhere where he can learn on the job. Go to Celtic, get a Rangers job, go to Lille or Marseille, something like that. That's what I would have thought. But thank you so much. Benon says Arteta is not the problem, but also have to change the mentality of the players and improve the quality of the players at the club. That could be the start for now, at least. Yes, the mentality, the quality of the club. Mentality. Who is supposed to change the mentality of the players? You've got to answer me. Arteta is not coach. Arteta is manager. Benon. There are two different things. When you're coach, you're playing with players, trying to tell them, throw this, blah, blah, blah. When you're manager, you're dealing with all those things of the mindset, the mentality, and everything. So if you're telling us that Arteta is not the problem, and then you're talking about players' mentality, he's got to do that. And the reason as to why he can't change their mentality is, what has Arteta won? Where is his experience? He doesn't have it. He doesn't command the kind of respect Jose Mourinho commands in a dressing room. He doesn't command the same amount of respect Pep Guardiola commands or Carlo Ancelotti. The experience backing him, the records, the winning, because however much Mourinho has been, shit for the last 5 years or 4 years, when he walks into a dressing room, he's gonna tell you something like, you know what it means to win the Champions League? You've got to do this because he's done it before. You know what it means to win the Premier League or the league? You've got to do this because he's done it before at Inter Milan, he's done it at Real Madrid, and he's done it at Chelsea. So the mentality, it is the manager. So if you're saying the players do not have the right mentality, then you're saying the manager has not done his job. The quality, I agree, absolutely agree. Also another problem is that there are too many players in Arsenal squad, and Arteta has to keep on changing the players, so there is actually not a proper actual first team. But he creates, do you know how many players, quality players, Manchester City have? If Arteta was managing City, what would you say? Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. 30 of you watching. We must have the 30 likes on. So please hit the like button. But also, let's talk about this. Too many players. It is recommended that the club must have a squad of how many? 25 players. So you can't change that. 25 players must be there. 25. That is recommended. City have almost 2 players per position. 2 players per position. They have two goalkeepers. They have 2 left backs, 2 right backs. They have many players in that in that midfield, and you can see Pep tries to give these guys playing time. So my problem is not us not having many players. No, how many players do we have? Look at our midfield, and it's not so realistic that you're saying that we have so many players. Really, bro, Arteta is not the right coach. This is Dennis. How are you doing, Dennis? Big up. Too many rubbish players. This is according to Benon. We have so many deadwood players. Deadwood, a lot of deadwood. I agree. We need to change. Yeah, we need to change the tide. That is for that I will agree. Kosi, thanks for the update always. Thank you so much. Muhumle, thank you so much. I'll always keep on you guys updated. We need a coach who knows what is called team selection. Good. This is what these are the things we've been talking about throughout the show, that we need to have a manager who is going to sit down and say the club needs to have a starting lineup. Mikel doesn't do that. That's a big question. What are you doing? We've got to ask ourselves that. It's not because, I mean, what are you doing if you do not have a starting 11? Team selection is poor. You want to go back to Champions League, really? You know. But anyway, guys, I want to call it a show. Of course, I'll be back very, very shortly. Course, Arteta still has quality of player, not of coach. Of course, he has now retired as a player. He's now retired as a player. So there is no way we are gonna, you know, there's no way we are gonna push him to go back to the levels of being to the levels being you know, a player. He's retired as a player. He's left football, and he needs to change. He needs to change the way of, you know, he's doing things. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make sure whenever you're watching these streams, make sure you're hitting the like button and giving me your thoughts as well in the comment box. It's been a very, very great show, and I want to call it, you know, that we shall speak at 5:30 p.m. exactly 5:30 p.m. That will be 3:30 p.m. UK time. So make sure you're tuned in for that show. For now, I sign out. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new right now. Just giving you 5 seconds. If you're new, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you're new, you've subscribed. Thanks everybody who has subscribed under those 5 seconds. And hit the like button, everyone. So 5 seconds to hit the like button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll see you on the other side at 5:30. Make sure you're there. We shall talk about more of us. No, we have the Villarreal game, so we have to talk about that. So we shall speak at 5:30 p.m., 9:30 p.m., and 5:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. For now, have a blessed evening.